One of the questions we get asked a lot is how did these speedrunners get so fast at going from a 2D drawing to a 3D model? And the answer is practice, 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 practice. And ideally, you want to be practicing modeling up real world parts. So we've put together a library of over 350 of these 2D to 3D CAD challenges featuring real world parts. And during the tournament, we even get to add parts that are featured in the tournament, including this set of stairs here. You can see that this set of stairs has been solved by a variety of CAD users using a variety of CAD systems. In fact, it's been solved by 28 different CAD users with an average solve time of 8 minutes and 33 seconds. Think you can model it faster using your CAD system? Well, visit us at TooTallToby.com and find out. These are easily two of the best CAD users in the world, two of the best CAD speed modelers in the world. And guys, we have some really, really good models for them today. So Connor, are you ready?
I am super ready.
All right, guys, I am ready as well. Here we go. This very first CAD vs. CAD battle in our finals featuring Ricardo Jean from Brazil, 3-time tournament winner using SolidWorks, going up against Mehtab from Bangladesh, 2-time tournament winner using SolidWorks. This CAD vs. CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go! What is the mass of this multi-body part or assembly in x.xx pounds? Tolerance is plus or minus 0.01 pounds. Both of our runners are grabbing a screen capture of this drawing that says tangent typical, pointing to those little tangency points there. It's called out elsewhere on the drawing as well. Tangent typical. And both of our runners are already in their CAD. Let's take a look here. That note is covered by the clock slightly, but it is called out elsewhere in the drawing. I think it'll be okay. Guys, both of our runners are coming up with a plan for this thing. What do you think about this one, Connor?
This one is.
Yes, we've got Ricardo Jean on the left from Brazil, rocking SolidWorks. We've got Mehtab on the right from Bangladesh, running SolidWorks. And wow, oh wow, these guys are locked in. So really interesting challenge here. I think what you're going to see, we noticed this last week, and I think we're going to see it again this week, that all the challenges are going to be able to be discretized into different areas of the model. And that's really the trick to getting successful at advanced 3D CAD modeling. You don't just look at something as like a total, like, oh, this is how I'm going to do the whole thing. Instead, what you do is you break it up into different areas. You say, I'm going to work on the rings first, or I'm going to work on the legs first. I'm going to work on the upper ring. I'm going to work on the lower ring. I'm going to do a layout sketch first. You kind of start to break things down into different regions of the model. So it looks like Ricardo Jean on the left is working on the rings. And the way the rings are defined is that their height is defined from the base of the model. Now, Ricardo Jean has decided to go with a sketch pattern, and now he's checking the numbers of the sketch pattern and deciding whether or not those numbers are going to work. And if they do, I think we're going to see him turn this into a revolved feature. And look at that. Ricardo Jean draws first blood, gets that thing revolved. He's got all 4 rings now in his model, and he's going to be moving on now to the next area of the design. Now, is he going to do the lower section of that main ring? Is he going to do the legs next? Again, this is the idea of kind of discretizing your model. But I think we're really seeing an example here of somebody who's got a lot of experience, because he was able to go through and he decided to create those 4 rings first, and now he's going back through and creating the 2 internal rings second, as opposed to trying to do all those internal rings at once and then maybe having a problem when it comes time to do the pattern. So shout out to Ricardo Jean, as always, demonstrating kind of some mastery, not only in terms of his CAD skills, but also in terms of his ability to quickly plan how he's going to be creating these models. Meanwhile, on the right, we see Mehtab going through, and Mehtab is attempting to model up the leg. Now, what I suspect is that Mehtab is maybe now trying to figure out where that leg needs to be located. So you can see him going through, he's probably looking at the drawing, and he's probably trying to use that drawing to figure out where that leg needs to be located. So if you're watching this thing live, you can always go back and you can look at the drawing, or if you did a screen capture, a lot of times when you do a screen capture, you can kind of keep that off to the side and look at the screen capture while we're looking at the model. Of course, Connor and I have a physical 2D print of these drawings. Now we see Ricardo Jean on the left, kind of looking down this thing from the top. It looks like he's almost drawing some kind of a rectangle shape here, so kind of interesting. And we see Mehtab on the right. Got that. He's now got that. Looks like he's happy with how that leg is constructed. Interesting. Drew a couple of perpendicular lines coming off of the top and bottom of that leg. What do we suppose he's going to be doing with those? I guess we're going to find out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a battle. We see JMOW in the chat says, what a battle. Yeah, this is kind of where we start to see like the true mastery come out. This isn't going to be a 5-minute speed run or anything like that. This is going to be where we're going to see some planning. We're going to see some, possibly using multiple sketches. Look at Mehtab using one of my favorite tricks in the world of 3D CAD, which is when you've got a complicated 3D sweep path. Maybe you can simplify it if you know a couple of tricks in the world of 3D CAD, and it looks like Mehtab is going to be using some of those tricks to construct these legs. Let's see what he ends up doing here. He's opted to use a circular profile, and look at that. Look at Mehtab. Look at the mastery from Mehtab.
Wow.
Look at that complicated wire on a bend on a 3D sketch. And look at how clever it was the way he constructed that. Well done, Mehtab.
Very nice. Oh, and he's using the that was a cool way to sit there.
Use the axis to create a circular pattern of all three. Very nice, very nice. Meanwhile, we see we see Ricardo Jean on the left. Let's see how he ends up approaching this thing. So maybe the same approach, maybe a different approach. It'll be interesting to see. Again, if you are at home and you want to really get the most out of watching this match, either grab a screen capture. If you don't already have one, go back in the video and just grab a screen capture of the drawing and bring up the drawing and try to ask yourself, what are they struggling with, and how would you address that challenge?
Yeah.
I think you'll get the most out of watching these tournaments when you can actually kind of follow along with the 2D drawing. But this is really cool to see, and I knew this was going to be the case. I knew that they were going to when they got to this area of the design that they're kind of both at this area. Believe it or not, they're kind of both at the same area. I knew when they would get to this area of the design, there would be a little bit of a hiccup, and so I'm not surprised, and no pressure to our runners. This is the finals, guys. This is for a 3D printer and a prize package from 3D Connection. We are not rushing these guys at all.
No.
We're letting them take their time.
If they were working together, they'd be done already.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. I think it's cool how they both started on like the exact opposite part to work on. And now we're watching them solve the part that's already been completed for the other competitor.
It's true.
We get to watch them see the differences in their process for the both of them, or the similarities.
Yeah, that's a great point, Connor. And that's kind of what you're saying too when you said like if they were working together, they'd be done. One of them did the rings first, one of them did the legs first. If they could just bring them together, it would really speed along the process. But so this is one of these examples, if you are trying to model it from the drawing, you want to remember that a lot of times in the real world, these are the kinds of drawings you get. A lot of times in the real, this would be a much easier challenge if the drawing had the center line dimensions for the sweep path. Be a piece of cake. But the customers rarely give you the center line dimensions for the sweep path. See some comments in the chat saying the music stopped. Yeah, we usually have the hype music going for the beginning, and then we have some kind of more gentle music going in the background. Just let us know if it's too quiet or too loud, and we will turn it up or turn it down as needed. I've got it at about 40 right now, so if you want me to turn up that music a little bit more, I'm happy to do so. Leviathan that says the prize is a 3D printer. Yeah, that's right. The winner of this match is going to get a 3D printer and a prize pack from 3D Connection. And yeah, sign up for the next tournament. We'd love to see you.
Next is World, right? Or my skipping.
Next is a World Championship of 3D CAD speed modeling. That's right.
Yeah, and if I remember the last one or the one before that, I think the first three or top three all got 3D printers.
Yeah. Get some good prizes.
So, sign up for the next tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Haven't tuned in a while. Is the Ivan exploit still on?
Absolutely.
It definitely is. Runners at this level, though, I don't often use it, though. Or at least these two runners specifically.
Yeah, it's tough to find a spot in a model like this to use the Ivan exploit. Yeah. A lot of times these higher level models, the features are so intertwined with one another that you might not be able to find a good spot to use it. You're going to probably be better off just taking your time and doing it, playing it straight, as they say.
Yeah. It's not often a question of, can I do this? It's a question of, would it just be more efficient to do it properly?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's going to be, I like this comment from MV4770. The problem with these models is they look easy when you first look at them, and then the moment you start, it all falls apart.
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely some nasty stuff in this model. Some of the things that you'll notice on the 2D drawing are things like the inside bend radius being called out. That's definitely something that is pretty darn nasty. If you've ever done sweeping and 3D sweeping, having the inside bend radius called out like that is something that again, it'd be much easier if they just called out the center line bend radius, right? That'd be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
But instead they call out the inside bend radius. And of course, the location of some of the elements in this design relative to other elements can be very tricky. I think we're going to see an answer coming in here. I'm going to watch the chat. I just saw mass calculation flash up on screen.
Yeah.
So it looks like Ricardo Jean is coming in with his first answer. His first answer is 2.853 pounds, and that is correct.
Congratulations.
And wow. Well done, Ricardo. 2.85 pounds is correct, plus or minus 0.01 pounds. 2.85 pounds is correct, and Ricardo Jean coming in with his first answer, correct answer. 2.853 pounds is correct. GG to Ricardo.
I will be right back.
Under 10 minutes, go for it, Connor. Under 10 minutes on a I think that was a tier 5 model. Under 10 minutes. Wow. Well done, my friend. And really tricky stuff there, and very impressive from both of our runners being able to kind of get in there and work through that challenge. But that is not easy to do, and I think that as you guys go through and try this model yourself, you'll see what I mean. So wow. GG to the winner. Congratulations. And of course, the winner is only the winner if he wins 2 points. So that first one's going to go to Ricardo.